Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Now, you guys watch Larry walk down here. I ain't that girl. Mm-mm. No, no. I understand what that discipline is. So let me get right into this. What I want you to do, if you would just humor me, is close your eyes. Take a deep breath in your nose and let it out your mouth. But keep your eyes closed. And I'm going to take you on a quick journey that's a part of my real life. So first of all, it is a snowy, rainy December day right before Christmas, and I am so extremely happy. Hear what I say, happy. Most people aren't happy when they spend their money, but I was, because I had a duffel bag. Now, why did I have a duffel bag? I need those out in the military, understand that a big green duffel bag means it's big. I spent lots of money on my family and my friends, my grandkids especially. So I was excited. And at that time, I lived in Maryland, but I lived in an apartment behind the building. Not in front like everybody else, because I'm special. That's me. Anyway, I get to the side of the building, and the light that generally comes on didn't. Took no mind to it. But here's what happened next. I slipped on that icy snow, and I saw this, like I was in the Matrix, and then I heard crunch. Now, ladies, if you know anything about saving things for your family, this girl ain't let no gift get crushed, damaged, bent, broke, nothing. Nope. Nothing got injured in this situation. However, I was now laying with my neck on cement steps. Yes, okay. So you see this little edge right here. Between the C1 and the C4. That's what I was laying on. Now, in my mind, I wasn't thinking that deep. I was like, how bad could it be? I fallen so many times, my kids even laugh at me. But I could not get up. Now, I'm thinking about these gifts in this big old duffel bag. I reach into my pocket, pull out my cell phone. Know this. None of my kids were even in the same state I was in. My mate wasn't even in the same country I was in. So this is me. I got to rely on me. And that relationship I built with my God. So I call 911, and they're looking. But they have to shine lights when they can't find you. And I said, I'm back here. Nobody heard that, trust me. But these 4 beautiful, Adonis-looking men, 2 sets of twins. Yes, ladies, I got that. 2 sets of twins. And I'm like, okay, so I died. I went to heaven. And Cleopatra, baby, you ain't got no money, because I got 4. Okay, I got 4. And they walked over, and the first thing they did was, now in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, why y'all do stop it? I'm good. They look at me, and they try to do that man whisper. We can't just move her any kind of way. Well, what do you think is going on? Well, if we move her wrong, she could be paralyzed. She could be quadriplegic. I'm thinking to myself, do these dudes not think I can hear them? What? Are you serious? The other guy goes, well, if we move her the wrong way, in a certain amount of time, she could be dead. And then what? Now, I'm laying there. The normal person would be in panic. I'm sorry, y'all, that ain't me. I said, wait a minute, hello? You guys don't get to put a toe tag on me yet. So they come over. Once again, that's the relationship. See what's going on here? And now I'm starting to build a relationship with these 4 men that I do not know. Quickly. Because there's 2 things I know for sure. Faith over fear, or fear over faith. That's not a relationship, the second one. Because that second one is not going to lead you where you want to go. So in my head, I asked myself, where are you now? Where do you want to be? Exactly where do you want to be? Now, in my head, where I wanted to be was going into my apartment where it was warm, putting this heavy duffel bag down, sorting out these gifts that I just spent all that time in Tyson's Corner to buy, and taking off these $121 boots. Now, girls, everybody shoot their hand up if they have ever bought boots that they didn't want to part with, not even after the sole was coming off. Okay, but these were brand new 100, yes, I'm going to say it out loud. My husband's sitting right there. He'll be all right. $121 boots. And these young men said, well, ma'am, this is cute. We have to cut that boot off. And I said, wait, hold up. So first you put a toe tag on me, and I'm still here. And now you want to spend my money? Wait, stop. Once again, building relationships. May I ask why? Well, the way you fell with this under here, and okay. So they didn't do it a normal way. You would think, okay, they cut down one side, they pull the front and the back. Ladies, please say no with me as I say this out loud. They cut in 4 corners. Each one pulled a corner. Say no. No. Okay. But this is why. Compound break to the ankle. 2 toes on the right were broken. Top of the foot was broken, and the knee was popped out. Don't forget, I've fallen right here and right here. And if they move me wrong, I could be a quadriplegic. Or I could be possibly DOA. And my family is nowhere near where I am. Calling them would mean, well, for my husband would be like a whole nother day. For my daughter would be 4 hours. For our sons would be a whole nother day, because we're all out of the country. Okay. So, some people get shot and they start making deals with God. I don't do that. Because here's what I know. When you're young and when you're old, you make deals. And when those deals are fulfilled on your end, which means you got what you wanted, and we tend to move on like, okay, we got one, let's keep going. Don't work that way. Don't work that way. Sometimes we are in bad relationships. Sometimes it's our fault. But I need this relationship with these 4 gorgeous men, yes, I said that out loud, to be good. Because they're there to save my life. They're there to give me something I can't get anywhere else. So therefore, they said, man, would you like medication? And I went straight into Richard Pryor mode. There was no drugs given to me. I was just telling jokes. They were trying to figure this all out. Confused, yes, they were. But there was a fear, not of dying, but of not having a relationship to get the best possible care. If I am asleep, I don't know what you're doing. And that was my thought. If you've got me drugged up, I'm incoherent. I may say things I should not say. I may do things I should not do. And that's what happens in relationships. We say things we should not say. We do things we should not do that we can't take back. So they get me up, they bound me up, they get me in the ambulance, and we're talking all the way. And they get me to the hospital. And this young man walks over and he says to me, can I tell you something? I said, I'm a captive audience. You can tell me anything you want. I can't even react. He said, all day long, we see death and destruction. We have to give people medication. We're doing all these things, but you brought the comedy. And you kept it going. You kept us laughing. Even when we didn't want to laugh, we knew you were in pain because your ankle was the size of an elephant. And I said, well, I was laying there like a captivated penguin waiting to be eaten by an orchid. What did you want me to do? I said, the orchid knows he could take that poor penguin and just throw him back and forth because they fish in pods, by the way. Orchids do that. They do things in pods. So there's one over here and one over here, and they get a penguin and they toss him back and forth. I didn't want any of that going on. So I was calm and I was funny. He said, but you were the best part of our day. You were the best part of what happened to us today. For men, I did not know before I flew up in the air. And according to their report, I went up in the air 10 feet and came down like that. And I still say, ladies, no damage to those gifts were done, okay? Not an ounce. But that boot, I said, well, can I, there's 4 of you and there's 1 of me. Can y'all take up a collection so I can replace these boots? Ma'am, they'll give you another boot. No, baby. Ferragamo doesn't do that. Okay, they don't give you, I'm gonna send you 1 boot at a time. No, no, ma'am, we don't do that. You have to buy a whole new boots, and that's true. Well, you'll be fine. We just want you to get healed. Oh, I could be better and quickly healed if I had that $121. Once again, trying to maintain their relationship. In life, we have relationships with moms and dads, siblings, husbands, partners, businesses, all kinds of people. When we walk into a Walmart supermarket, we're building an instant relationship. It's temporary, but it's a relationship. What do you want when you walk away from it? Well, I want the things I purchased. Okay, but do you want the attitude? Try asking sometimes. And, hey, how's your day going? And actually actively listen. Don't just get in and get out. Y'all know how y'all do. You get in there, I just came in here for, and you came in for 1 thing, got a whole cart. And then you mad because she got attitude. No, check your pocket. You came in for 1. My husband will verify. We walk in. I say, babe, I'm just going to pick up some pantyhose, and I'm going to pick up some yogurt. He immediately gets a cart. I ain't talking about no little kid. No. He gets a whole cart because he says the same thing. Relationships. I am a relationships expert, a mediator, a mitigator, an impact power speaker, and a wedding officiant. I have been for 30 years. If you want to reach me, it's simple. SuperiorLoveForever.com, SuperiorLoveForever.net, SuperiorLoveForever@gmail.com, or simply call me, 301-267-4195. My name is Dr. Darlene Williams-Prades, and it has been my pleasure.